Hi and welcome to our first pre-recorded 45-minute strong flow. The reason, just quickly, that I've said that this isn't good for beginners will be not just because the poses might be sometimes a little bit stronger than in perhaps the gentle flow or slow flow, but I will be assuming that you know the basic poses. So if I just call out a pose, I'll know that you know it. And also I'll know that you are aware of your body so much that when you need to bring in a modification, you know what to do to modify. So I think they're the main reasons why I wouldn't suggest a beginner to try, but you would be very welcome if you know your body has absolutely no issues whatsoever, and you've got a reasonable level of fitness, then perhaps you'd like to give it a go, but you may just have a little bit less instruction than perhaps a beginner's class. Okay, so that being said, we're going to give it a go. Always, no matter whether you've been practicing for years or a few days, it is always the same. When you need rest, rest. And if you feel you want to do something deeper and you know how to deepen your practice, then do that as well. So this is really about you. So hopefully these classes will be just as well received as the live classes. Unfortunately, just too many technical issues, so we're going to stick with this way. But if you've got any class requests, send them my way. So yeah, we're going to get started. And today we're going to start seated. We won't be here long, but if you can come to a cross-leg position on your mat. Crossing at the ankles or the heels, sitting nice and tall, and resting the hands on the knees, the thighs, or your lap. Just let your shoulders melt, and your hips and your buttocks sink, resting down. You want to feel the two polar opposite energies, so one grounding you, so from your hips down, grounding your pelvis down, your feet down, and then the polar opposite energy from the crown lifting you up. So noticing that, and as you have that lift, you should feel energy from the hips up to the head. And then you can breathe fully and deeply along the spine. Those of you that have Ujjayi Pranayama in your practice, now would be a good time to start if you haven't already. And we'll just do 3 rounds of either deep abdominal breathing or full yogic breath. So I won't guide it, I will leave you to that for the next 3 deep and slow breaths. And on your next exhale, just prepare to come out of beginning relaxation. Maybe open the eyes. Going to come straight onto hands and knees for some cat-cows. So we'll start with some easy ones and then we'll move into extended cat. So as you inhale, drop the belly as you lift the heart and gaze. And then exhale, round the spine, come into cat. 2 more. Last one. Excellent. And then come to neutral spine. You're going to go into extended by extending your right leg, toes facing down, and then extending your left arm. To make sure that you don't cave into the lower spine, you want to make sure you're engaging your core. You may sway or wobble. You've only got 2 points of contact rather than 4, so notice that into your core. And then exhale, release left hand and right knee. Same on the other side, left leg extends, engaging your belly and then extending your right. Again, notice the wobble, the move, but stay strong in your center. And then exhale, right hand, left knee. This time extend the cat but with some crunchies, so we're going to use the core. Inhale to extend, exhale to bring it all into the center, elbow and knee maybe connect. Inhale, extend, exhale into the center. Inhale, extend last time. Exhale, squeeze it in. Can you hold it in for a breath? Inhale, extend. And exhale, release. Well done. Same on the other side. Left leg extends, right arm comes forward. Inhale. And exhale, squeeze it into the midline. Elbow and knee connect. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last time, can you hold it in for a breath? You may wobble. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, extend. And then exhale, hand and knee back down. You're going to walk the hands slightly forward, tuck toes, lift hips and find your downward dog. Feet at least hip distance, tower nice and high. Spread your shoulders, spread your fingers and breathe. It might be your first one of the day, so walking the dog might feel good. Bending into one knee, perhaps even swaying the hips. Looking underneath the opposite side to bending might feel good. And then look forward, bend deeply into the knees as you either walk or step, or two big steps forward. Inhale, flat back, look down. Exhale, fold forward again. Inhale again, wave through the spine. Halfway. Exhale, forward, fold, and then last one. Inhale. Exhale, forward, fold. And then from there, you're going to roll up through, bent knees, head relaxed, ragdoll. Bring all the way to standing, shoulder rolls. Okay, so sun salutations. We're going to move quite quickly without a lot of rest. If you need to rest at any point, please do. Find Tadasana Mountain. Ground the feet, open across the heart, and lift the crown. Inhale, circle the arms out and up. And exhale, bend the knees as you hinge from your hip crease. Hands down, head relaxed. Inhale to lengthen halfway. And then exhale, fold. You're going to step your right foot back. And we're going to take waves, so in and out of a hamstring stretch. So inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, extend the leg. Maybe the toes reach up to the sky. Inhale, straighten the spine, come back to a low lunge, and exhale, wave back. Inhale. And then exhale, we're going to hold. So find this kind of scissoring action, so you're squeezing in everything into the midline. You're straightening your left leg as much as is possible, tucking the toes or flexing the foot up to the sky. Last breath. And then exhale, bend back. Step back to high plank, push-up pose, press the floor away. Again, hold just for an extra breath. Pressing the floor away, you're trying to engage everything in your front body. And then from there you can lower down, with or without bending the knees. See where you're at in this moment. Inhale to baby cobra or high cobra, depending on your back today. And then exhale, come through, bent knees, and then hips to the sky, downward dog. For a breath, hopefully feeling a little bit warm, but if you need an extra walking of the dog or bending of the knees, take it. Look forward and step, big steps or many steps to the front, walking. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. And then inhale to stand. You can roll up like a rag doll or reverse swan dive. Either way, we need Tadasana. Inhale. Inhale, let's do the same on the left. Exhale, bend the knees as you swan dive down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold again. Now take your left foot back. For high or low lunge, we're just going to stay on the fingertips. Inhale, straighten the spine, chest to thigh. Exhale, straighten that leg, coming into a hamstring stretch. Inhale, straighten the spine, look forward. Exhale, straighten the leg. Inhale, forward into a low lunge. And then exhale. We're going to hold this one. So getting a nice hamstring stretch. The leg is as straight as possible on the right side. Toes are flexed up to the sky, and you're breathing into the intensity of this. And then when you're ready, bend back into that front knee. Inhale. And exhale, step back, high plank. You can choose to come down to the floor or hover. If you hover, the elbows are bent at a 90-degree angle. Inhale to an up dog or cobra, and then exhale, hips high. Downward dog. Feet are at least hip distance. You might still want to walk or bend in the knees. Shoulders spread, fingers spread, tailbone high. And then look forward. You could jump, walk, or step. 2 big steps to the front. Flat back when you inhale, and then exhale, fold. Inhale, come through, reverse swan dive as your arms come out and up, or roll through, depending on your spine. Release, arms down. Let's bend knees now, come into low chair. So if you can sit low, there's no pain in the knees, do. If you need to stay more upright or low or higher up, then do. You want the weight in the heels, the gaze forward and the arms in line with that ears if you can for that upper body work. Inhale and exhale, forward, fold, well done. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward, fold. Now step back to a high plank. Straighten through a vinyasa, lower or hover. Up dog or cobra, and then hips high downward. Facing dog. Awesome. From here, we're going to work through a little bit more into our core. So feet together. Inhale, right leg high, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bend your right knee and bring it in between your elbows. Inhale, lift it high. I should say, but wrist pain, you can skip this or do it on your knees. Again, exhale, bring it in. Inhale, lift it high. And exhale, hold it in if you can. So hugging chest in towards thigh, thigh to chest, head to knee, breathe. And then exhale, can you release that foot in the front of your, or in between your hands. We're going to come up to a high lunge. If you need to modify, you could drop the back knee. Gaze would be forward in your high lunge. And then we're going to take a heart opener. So you exhale, bring your hands together. Can you reach the hands back to open more and squeeze across the shoulder blade? You could look forward or up if you feel stable. And then releasing the hands back up. And then exhale, release them down. Step through vinyasa. Let's go all over to the other side. You could skip it and go to a downward dog if you need or wish. So we all meet. Hips high, downward dog. So now, stepping the feet together, lifting your left leg high, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bending that left knee and bringing it in between the elbows, hugging knee to chest. Inhale, lift it high. Exhale, bring it in between the elbows. Inhale, last time. And exhale, if you can, hold it in towards your chest, head to knee, knee to the head, and breathe in. And as you breathe out, bring that foot in between the hands. Coming up to high lunge on the other side. Front knee, at a right angle. Remember, you can modify if you need this. Hands behind you. Take the opposite full finger in front, reaching the hands back as you open across heart center. Breathe here. And then releasing the hands up and then down. Step through a vinyasa or skip it. Either way, we meet in downward facing dog. Hips high. Looking forward, stepping or walking to the front. Inhale, flat back. And then fold, exhale. Bend knees, sit low, imaginary chair, reach arms up. And then you have a choice, perhaps come up onto your toes. You may or may not stay. If you can stay, you straighten the legs, stay on the toes. And then release heels, release arms, take a shoulder round. We're going to do something similar but changing it slightly. Inhale, bend knees, sit low in your chair. Engaging your abdominals, light tilt of the pelvis forward. Breathe in. As you breathe out, release the hands down as you fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. And then step back to high plank and take a vinyasa, unless you're skipping it, in which case you would go to a down dog. Okay, from down dog, bring your feet together. This time lifting your right leg high, and as you exhale, bring your elbow on the outside of your right arm. Inhale, lifting it up to the sky. Exhale, same again, upper right arm. Inhale, lifting it high. And exhale, can you hold it on the upper arm? If you could, there's just the lightest of touch. It's hardly even there. Holding it for one more breath. And then inhale it high. Exhale, just bring that foot in between the hands and find warrior one. So the back foot will face forward. Hips facing forward, arms reach up. Maybe in line with the ears or maybe together with the gaze up. So slide back. Inhale and exhale forward into maybe a vinyasa, maybe skip it. We're going to do the same on the other side. So hips high. Left feet together, left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee onto the upper left arm. Inhale, lift it high. Exhale, left knee, upper left arm. Inhale, lift it high. And exhale, can you hold it there? But it's the lightest of touch. It's barely even there. Upper left arm. Well done. Inhale, lift it high. Exhale, left foot in between the hands. That should feel pretty good, right? Warrior one footing and warrior one. On the inhale, holding here for a few breaths of rest. And then exhale, hands down. Take a vinyasa or skip it. See how you're feeling. I'm taking a rest, so downward dog for me. Shoulder spread, tailbone high, fingers spread, pressing into knuckles, looking forward, stepping, walking, or anything else to the front. Flat back as you inhale, and fold as you exhale. Bend knees, sit low, imaginary chair, and then exhale, stand tall, Tadasana. Okay, so into warrior three work. So I'm going to come in through lifting the right, we'll start with the right side, so lifting the right knee and then sending it back. You have lots of options, but if you can, reach the arms forward, then you have the option of coming into half moon. So I'll show you from the side the arms way today, bringing your right knee up. I find it easy with your hands on your hips when you're starting to get used to this movement. The more we do it, the more it gets easy. So your left leg is your standing foundation. So as you start to straighten that right leg and tilt it back, your pelvis is tilting forward. There's at least a micro bend in that standing leg. Now, you could have the leg in hip level and the same with the torso. And then there's options with the arms. If you feel steady, you can reach them back alongside that leg. Reach them out like a plane or forward. Now, if you have them forward, you're going to take a twisted half moon. So bring your right hand down and left arm up. So it's not as easy. You won't be able to lift the leg as high. And then looking down, you're going to bring that top hand down, so left hand down, and then walk it in towards that front foot. Standing split. See if you can lift your top leg, your right leg high. Now this is the challenge. See if you can come back to that standing position. Perhaps your hands will come to your hips and you'll bring that knee up. If you're there, well done, release it. Don't worry if you came out. Give it a shake. You know what's coming on the other side. So hands back to your hips, find your drishti. Weight is in right leg as left knee lifts, and then send it back. I'm going to come back. Send it back, and as you do, tilt the pelvis forward. Micro bend in that standing leg. Find where you're going to be. Keep a drishti. Maybe it changes when you found that spot. Arms can come out the side, that leg, out to the side like a plane, all forward. Into twisted, if you're there. So left hand down and right arm up, one line between wrists. So really squeezing into the midline. And then look down, top hand down, walk the hands towards that front foot, and you're in standing split. You could see if you could lift that left leg. It's a challenge. Well done. And then come back to a flat back. Hands on your hips, little bend in that standing leg. Maybe bring that left knee up and down. Well done. A little bit of a challenge. Shoulder roll, shake, whatever you need. Wiggle. I'm going to check the time. Okay, so we're about halfway. So let's just work towards our peak. Inhale, bend knees, set low chair. Exhale, dive straight forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release, and then step back through a vinyasa or straight into downward dog, depending on your energy levels. See where you're at. Meeting in down dog. For our final of these flows, using our core, as you inhale, bring your feet together, right leg will lift. Now we're going to bring your right knee towards your right, left upper arm. So opposite arm, lift right leg high, inhale. Exhale to your opposite left arm, inhale, lift. Exhale, taking it into fallen triangle as an option, bring that foot down, toes facing towards the front. Grounding your left leg or back foot and lifting left arm up and maybe over for fallen triangle. Really reaching that bottom hip, right hip up and then release. Left hand down, bring that knee in and up. Well done. And then bring that foot down. Same on the other side. If you need rest, take it. Left leg will lift, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring it on the outside of right arm, upper arm. So opposite arm, inhale, lift. Exhale to opposite upper arm. Inhale, last time. Exhale. Take it across, fallen triangle. Left foot comes down, toes face forward. Right foot will ground as you lift. Your right arm up and maybe overhead. Your bottom hip is lifting away from the floor and then ground that hand down. Pivot on the back toes. Left knee in and up, down with that front top leg. Take a nice wide footing for a little twist. Hands come slightly forward to bring more stability in that twist. And then you're going to twist your right. So left hand across. Look underneath your right arm towards the sky. Breathe. And then release, left hand down. And right hand across. Outside of left leg. Look underneath left arm. And breathe. And then release. Well done. Let's drop down onto the knees. Sink back to the heels and take your first child's pose. Knees could be together or wide apart. Either way, you're trying to feel a stretch along the spine and also a release of the muscles in most of the body. And just bring the breath as deep and as big into the back body as you can. Great. So now we're going to take it into our a little bit of a back bending flow. So if you open the knees wide but have the big toes touching, we're going to do that one where we come onto the back hand. Now if back bending doesn't work for you today, just stay in the twist. The twist will feel great. So left hand will come forward and right hand will come back. And look back towards that back hand, if you can, with the head resting on the floor. So looking to your back hand, so the one that's coming behind you. And then just feel the hands pulling apart from each other. And then just breathe there. And then prepare to come up. So you're going to press in to your back hand. Automatically, as you come onto that back hand, you lift that left arm up. Press your hips forward and reach that left arm up and maybe back if that feels good. And then from there, you're slowly going to sit the hips back and then bring your left hand behind and your right hand forward. And do the same on the other side. So before we go to that back bend, just look to your back hand, pressing or pulling your hands apart, and just feel into that kind of twist. Breathe into this one. So when you're ready, you're starting to lift up and sweep that right arm forward, pressing into left hand, pressing hips forward and reaching that right arm up and maybe back. And then from there we're going to sweep through those two. So as your hips come down, the hand swaps behind and then press your hips forward. Any gaze that works. Just do it a couple on each side with this kind of sweeping motion. You can stay low and then come high, last one on each side. You'll go as deep as your back will allow. Beautiful. And then coming down, bring your knees together. Just take one moment here in child's pose once again. Okay, so been a lot on our hands, so you always have a choice, and I'll give you an option for an arm balance. Only those that have it in your practice. If you're still trying to learn this one, just give yourself time. I think I watched it about 100 million times before it clicked in my mind, and once it clicked in my mind, I just had to get it to click in my body. So give yourself that time. Some people are really natural and they do it straight away, which is amazing to watch. I've seen that many times. So bring your right knee in and your right foot across your left knee. And then those that can, you'll bend your left knee and bring the heel towards your right hip. Great. Then you'll bring your right hand behind and you're going to lift your left arm up on the inhale. Bringing that elbow on the outside of right knee. And then sit tall, breathe in, and looking over left shoulder, right shoulder. I'll get there eventually. Or just to the right is fine as well. Good, and then you're in your twist. Now, so as I say, always an option. If you're still working on it, just watch it. One day it will click. So for the arm balance, otherwise stay here, right, if you're not coming with me. So you come up, so you're resting on that left shin, and then you come up, you make a little shelf, so you're using your arms as a shelf, and then you bend the elbows. Your right elbow is going to come high up onto that right hip, and then you lean the weight forward. Perhaps you'll find a tipping point or a kind of point where you feel like you have the weight, and then you can maybe extend the legs. Does that make sense? And then come back to where we started, so we're all in the same place, and then release. Maybe you rotate lightly, and then we'll do the same on the other side. So I'll try and show it from another angle, so hopefully it will make sense. So straighten the legs, give it a tap up and down. Left knee will come up and then across. So I think that would be it. Okay. So left knee will come up, and then you'll bend your right heel and bring it into your left hip. Left hand is behind, and the right arm would lift up to the sky. See if you can bring it on the outside. Sit nice and tall and look behind you for the twist. Few breaths. Those staying here, stay there for a few more breaths. Those trying the arm balance, you're going to come up onto your right shin. So you lean forward as you come up. So coming up is quite important. Then you find that position. So you bring the elbows to a bend and you rest that left hip on that left upper arm, and then you tilt forward. Perhaps you'll feel a point where you have the weight, in which case you can straighten the legs. If not, you could stay here. And then release back as if nothing happened. Meeting everyone here. And then unwinding, lifting left arm, right arm, and then releasing it. Straighten both legs. If you did the arm balance with me, you might want a few wrist circles, piano fingers extended one direction and the other. Well done. Okay, so from there, I think it's time to come down. Yeah, almost. So just before we come down to the floor, a little bit of boat Navasana. So hands on your shins, sit nice and tall. Crown of the head facing the sky. Then start to lean back as you come up off the heels or feet. And then maybe you can extend the legs straight ahead. Maybe you could choose to keep this connection, chest to thighs, but also extend the arms. That's the challenge, keeping the gap closed. Still sitting tall, crown of the head facing up, breathing. Those that go further, you could extend legs. I'm going to prepare to come down, so when you're ready, you're going to come to this kind of boat shape or banana shape, head in line with the feet. Hold just for a few extra breaths, and then release. Knees into chest, hugging them in and rocking from side to side. Great. So into pigeon stretch on our back. So if you bring your feet hip distance, bring your right ankle above your left knee and flex the right foot. You then have a choice to lift the left foot and also to hug the thigh or the left shin. Shin will feel stronger. Make sure that your head and your shoulders, or at least your back, are resting into the floor. And then just hug that left knee in as you press your right knee away, and just breathe out. And then when you're ready, you're going to release and do the other side. So releasing left foot and right foot down. Left ankle above right knee and flex the foot. Lifting right foot off, hugging shin or thigh, and keep pressing down with your back. And as you hug that right knee in, press your left knee away. Just breathe here. Should feel a nice stretch after the work. Last breath out here. And when you're ready, releasing both feet down. So just one last thing. Okay, so one last thing would be, we've done our arm to hips, now we're going to get our inner hips and thighs. So if you bring the soles of your feet together, but heels as close to the groin as possible, and just allow your knees to fall out and down to the floor. And then just rest the arms beside you or on the thighs, or lastly on the belly. To feel a connection with you and your body. You might feel the energy within with that connection. You might feel the heartbeat, the breath, the actual temperature or heat from your body after the work you've done. There's a lot you can bring your awareness. There's so many nerve endings on our fingers, so we should be able to, in our hands, so we can really tune in with that connection of our hands to our body. And then it's from here we choose a position to take our final relaxation in. So you can choose to stay here because you like the abduction, or you like the hip opening, or you could choose another position. TP knees is great for the back, so feet wide, knees together. A traditional Shavasana with the legs and the arms away from the body, palms facing up, just noticing how everything softens and relaxes as you come into your resting pose. So if you had Ujjayi Pranayama, just dropping that now and connecting back to your body, your physical body. Notice how you feel after the activity of the muscles, of the brain connecting to the body, commanding. And then we let that all go so we can really find rest, and the body can have time or energy to heal and repair when we just simply lie and let go of need or want to control. So no longer controlling the body, the muscles, and no longer controlling the breath. So they have the space to be natural as you become the silent observer toward them. to connect back to your physical body. And your breath, start to deepen it now as you inhale, really expand the belly like a balloon. As you exhale, release and let go. And you might choose to wiggle your fingers and toes next, awakening. Bringing the feet together, arms overhead for a full body stretch. And then bending your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. Maybe even accentuate that, lifting the head. And then releasing the head back down. Rolling over onto your right side where you'll rest. Breath or two. Lifting your way up to sitting. Take your time. Find your cross-legged position. Reclose the eyes, stay open. And just notice this position once again. This time as you exhale, bring your hands to prayer with the heart. So tall, breathe in. As you exhale, bow the head down. Namaste. Lift your head and heart. Keep your eyes closed and rub your hands together. And then cut them over the eyes as you breathe in. As you breathe out, maybe a little brace, massage. And then release. So thank you. I hope you enjoyed this class. Any requests, any feedback, always welcome. But I think we will appreciate the lack of technical issues here. All right, lots of love. Bye.